A lot of people are taking GLP-1 drugs right now. I'm one of them. I take zepbound. And because of the large number of people taking these drugs, this is changing the food industry. Snack brands are investing heavy in GLP-1 resistant foods. We know that GLP-1s aren't cheap. People taking them are trying to get healthy, and these brands are trying to trick you into still being addicted to their unhealthy products. Just to give an idea on how much of an impact these GLP-1 drugs are having on the food industry. In a household where people take Ozempic, Wegovy, Manjaro, grocery shopping drops 6%. People that are on these drugs eat around 700 calories less than somebody who is not on this drug. And also people that are on GLP-1 drugs prefer fresh food, not super processed. They just tend to eat healthier. And this is super threatening to the junk food industry. When you go grocery shopping, go to the snack aisle and you're going to see all these tiny little snacks. Things are coming in smaller portions right now. And that's because people that are on GLP-1s cannot eat quantity. So to make snacks more enticing to people that are taking GLP-1s, big food is making snacks smaller. But it's the same composition in most of the cases, and it's still not good for you. There's still a lot of calories. You have to check those ingredients. Now, there are other brands that are going even further with that, and they're changing the formulation of their products so that they can still be indulgent to a person who's on a GLP-1. So they're trying to create a combination of ingredients that will still make you want to eat it and make you want to eat more of it. They're basically trying to create cravings artificially. And before we continue talking more about this crazy concept that is GLP-1 resistant foods, make sure to like and subscribe so you keep getting more content like this. So we're seeing this big shift in the food industry where customers are caring more about the nutritional value of the foods than just the taste. When you're taking a GLP-1 drug, cravings usually decrease. So then people are paying more attention to the nutrition, they're making better choices. They're not just buying stuff because they crave it, because they want it. They're looking at the ingredients, they're looking at the tags, and this is where the brands are tricking you. Because with the smaller packaging, you can say that, oh, this chocolate's only 100 calories. So then you feel like, okay, that's not that bad, but it's something this small with zero nutritional value. So you should be careful about that because this is what the brands are trying to do to you. If you're taking a GLP-1, you don't have that impulse to buy, let's say, a chocolatey, sugary protein bar, right? Because there's like a little protein and they call it protein bar, but it's filled with sugar and fats and whatever. So now they make it smaller. They put a big calorie tag there that shows like an amount of calories that's not crazy because it's this tiny. So you buy one. Then guess what? You buy another one next time you go because why not? So then they get you back on that craving. They get you back buying that stuff. And this is what they need. They need to get the customers back because right now, a lot of people are taking these drugs and they just don't feel like it. They don't have the cravings. So they're trying to appeal to you without the cravings first to get you back on being addicted to these products. So I'm going to give you 3 things to look out for so that you don't fall victim to the big food rebranding. First one is if you see a tag that says GLP-1 friendly or something like that, you got to make sure that the ingredients are healthy because brands are saying GLP-1 friendly, but the ingredients are the same as before. They did not change anything. They just stamp that label on the packaging and, like if you're trying to find something healthy, you look at it and you're like, "Oh, I'm taking a GLP-1. I'm going to buy that product. It's for me." And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a little trick from the industry. And the second thing is to pay attention to those small treats. Because even if it says it's low calories, something that's that tiny, yeah, it's not going to have, 500 calories. Just go on the ingredient list, make sure that it's a smart choice because that's where they're trying to get you. And the third thing to look out for is flavor boosters and texture engineering. And that's when these brands are trying to artificially recreate the cravings you had before a GLP-1. So for example, if you have a Snickers bar, I don't know if this brand that makes Snickers is doing anything related to GLP-1s, but I'm going to use that as an example. A person that takes a GLP-1 doesn't really want to eat that sugar, that fat. Maybe if you eat that, it's going to make you feel a little sick. So you're not initially attracted to that item anymore. So me as the brand owner, I'm going to say, oh, let's remove the sugar. Let's remove the fat. And now the Snickers bar tastes like nothing. So for me to get you to still want that, to want that taste, that experience, now that it tastes like nothing, I put on artificial flavors. I put on different textures to recreate that crunchiness, that feeling of eating a snack. And now that's on the aisle and it looks like it's healthier because it doesn't have these ingredients that you're looking for, like sugar that you're not looking for. You're looking for it to avoid, like sugar and fat, but at the same time, it's just a bunch of chemicals, a bunch of artificial trash that's still doesn't have any nutritional value. So you have to make sure to check these ingredients to see if what you're eating is actually nutritious and it actually makes sense, or if it's a bunch of like names that you don't even know what they mean. So you should be alert and be attentive to these labels because these brands are being very creative in ways to try to get us to go back to our old habits. And if you're taking a GLP-1, make sure to check out my video where I talk about how to maintain the weight loss, how to not gain the weight back after you stop a GLP-1, and even how to manage the process in a way that's more conducive to not gaining the weight back. I'm going to put that somewhere up here. And it's very important to know what to do because in the past, when I took Manjaro, I screwed up. I lost 40 pounds, then I gained 20 back. It wasn't that big of a screw up, but it was still, now I'm trying to lose those 20 pounds again and maybe a little more. But you need to understand how this process works because it's not just I lose the weight and then that's it. There is a process, and I researched that process for myself, and I decided to share with you guys. So check out that video. And if you stayed this far, please let me know in the comments if you've seen any of these snacks, if you noticed them on your grocery store, the snacks that are pretending to be healthy and GLP-1 friendly. I'm just curious to see how many of these snacks are out there because I usually don't go for snacks, but if I go to the snack aisle, I can find at least like 5 of them very easily. So let me know if you've seen one of them in the wild. And make sure to like and subscribe so you keep getting more content like this. And I'll see you when I learn some new stuff.